afternoon. My name is Brooke Michael, and I work for the University of Michigan Flint. And today we are going to discuss the RN to BSN program. So first, we're going to start off with some common questions. Students want to always know how many credits can I transfer in? You can transfer in as many credits as you want, but 45 credits do need to come from the University of Michigan Flint. So that rule is a little bit different for our RN to BSN program, and I'm going to discuss that on the next slide. Students want to know, when can I start? So most students can start any semester in our RN to BSN program. You can start in the fall, winter, spring, or summer. Fall and winter are a traditional 14-week semester, and spring and summer are 7-week condensed semesters. Fall starts around the end of August, beginning of September. Winter is going to start in the beginning of January. Spring is typically the end of April, beginning of May, and summer is going to be the end of June, beginning of July. You can always take time off if life happens with our program. As long as you don't take off a full year, you are not subject to any catalog changes. So if life comes up, which we all know is happening right now, you can always take time off for work or family and come back and stay in your current program. The other thing to keep in mind is that you can always start our program prior to finishing your associate's degree in nursing and or prior to passing your NCLEX. So if you need to start the program, let's say your ADN program doesn't have any classes in the summertime, you can take classes with us and go back to your community college to finish up your associate's degree in nursing. Or let's say that you were unable to take the exam or didn't pass the exam for the NCLEX on the very first time, you can always start the program prior to you passing your NCLEX. Are the instructors University of Michigan Flint instructors? Absolutely they are. The instructors that you're going to have are the same ones that are on main campus. We aren't hiring people from out of state or somewhere else, having them teach our course. These are University of Michigan instructors. And then, is the diploma a University of Michigan degree? Absolutely it is. It is the same diploma as if you went to Ann Arbor, Dearborn, or Flint, signed by the same people, you're in the same alumni group, and you have the same alumni benefits. So this is what I was talking about on the last screen. So starting in the 2019-2020 catalog and continuing on through the 2020 and 2021 catalog, we are now awarding students 15 institutional or 15 University of Michigan Flint credits when they pass their NCLEX. So those credits can be used towards that 45 credit rule that we just discussed. They can also be used towards the 120 college credits that are needed for a bachelor's degree, and they can also be used with the 30 credit hour rule, or what we call the senior rule. Now you do need to remember that you still need to complete all of your general education requirements. So that's going to be different for each student based on what they transferred in. So the other thing you want to keep in mind is that the nursing curriculum is between 32 and 35 credits. So you do need to complete the entire nursing curriculum based on what you transferred in from your ADN school. Transfer guidelines. So something to keep in mind is that you must have a grade of a C or higher to transfer in. So if you got a C minus or a D in a course, it will not transfer in or be used toward your program. You do need a minimum GPA of a 2.0 on a 4-point scale, and you do need a 2.75 in your nursing curriculum. Again, like I discussed earlier, your last 30 credits have to stay at the University of Michigan Flint, but there's a little wiggle room with the NCLEX depending on when you take it, but you want to work closely with an advisor, not only with that rule, but also on the last bullet point, which is if you're going to take any transfer credit above and beyond what is built into your ADN program, you want to make sure you work closely with an advisor so that you make sure that it transfers in the way that you're anticipating it. So a couple of information or fast facts about our RN to BSN program. We are CCNE accredited. That is something important to keep in mind, especially if you're planning on furthering your education with an MSN or DNP or CRNA program. Those programs are all going to be competitive admissions process, and so you want to make sure you're coming from a CCNE accredited program, which we are. It is completely online, and we do have certificates in both leadership and management and case management. This kind of sets us apart from other schools so that when you graduate, you can not only graduate with your University of Michigan Flint RN to BSN program, you could potentially also add in a certificate in either leadership and management or case management. These certificates only add about 1 to 2 additional classes above and beyond the curriculum in the RN to BSN program. And then not only do you graduate with a certificate from the university, but it also makes you eligible to set for those national exams. So if you want to be nationally accredited, or I'm sorry, nationally certified in the area of leadership and management or case management, then you would be eligible to set for those exams based on the coursework that you've completed. We do have study abroad opportunities every spring. We have a Kenya trip, and we also have experiential learning opportunities in sites close to you. So this is where you're going to kind of volunteer in your community in one of the classes, and that's a class a lot of our students really enjoy. So this is the pre-admit plan of study. So this is something that we can fill out as advisors either prior to applying and being admitted, or after you've been admitted, and it shows you what transfers in and what you still need. On the left-hand column, what you'll see in the different general education requirements, those are going to stay the same no matter what bachelor's degree you go for with the University of Michigan Flint. You'll see the categories are different. It's kind of highlighted in yellow, like capstone, English, finance and quantitative literacy, fine arts, etc. On the right-hand column at the very top, you will see that the nursing curriculum, and on the right-hand column on the bottom half, you will see those 2 optional certificates and what those courses would look like. So what are your next steps? So the first thing we always suggest doing is applying. We especially suggest doing that right now because the University of Michigan Flint is admitting students with unofficial transcripts. So if you go ahead and apply now and send in unofficial transcripts, we can go ahead and process your application. You can go ahead and get admitted. And then at a later time, when your college or university opens back up, then you would request those official transcripts to be sent in at a later date. But you can go ahead and get admitted and go ahead and start classes prior to getting those sent in. So then what we suggest doing is booking an appointment after you've applied. So you would book an appointment with one of our advisors. Right now we're only doing phone or virtual appointments, but eventually we will do face-to-face appointments once the university opens back up. So at that appointment, what we would do is create a course plan, and a course plan will help map out all of your requirements based on how fast or slow you want to go. We would map it out each semester so that you knew what to take, and you could see when you would graduate by if you went at that pace. So how do you apply? It's really easy. You're going to go to umflint.edu/apply, and then you're going to click the transfer student button and then the first time user creation button. The application's free and it's good for a year, so we highly suggest going ahead and doing that, along with the fact that, like I said, we are admitting students with unofficial transcripts right now. So after you've applied, you do need to send in transcripts, either official or unofficial, to start with. Eventually, like I said, official will come, but you can do unofficial right now. You'll see the address there on the screen, along with an email address where it says electronic, and then there's an email address. So you can either send official electronic transcripts to that address, like if you're using the clearinghouse, or maybe your university or college does electronic transcripts, you can send it that way. Or if you're doing unofficials, you can either go to your school's website, download or save a screenshot of your unofficial transcripts and email them to that address. Or if maybe you have a paper copy from a while ago, you could take a picture of it and email it with your phone, or scan it in and email it over to that address. I know down below it says after you apply, it'll take about 2 weeks to get admitted, but since we're being able to admit students with unofficial transcripts, it's typically about 48 hours once we receive all of your transcripts. So, the faster you can get those in, the sooner you can get admitted and book an appointment with us. So here's how to book an appointment. Very easy. So you're going to go to our website at online.umflint.edu and click the book an appointment button. It's a yellow button on the right-hand side if you're on a desktop computer. And then we do offer face-to-face advising appointments at these different locations once the campuses open back up. So once the campuses open back up, if during the program you have questions, want to change your course plan, or something's going on in the program and you need to discuss it, you can visit us at one of those campuses. Right now, again, we're only offering phone appointments, so you can pick any of the advisors from the drop-down menu and pick a date and time that works best for you to do a phone or virtual appointment. We also offer on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays 12-hour time slots for appointments. So if you have an odd work schedule and you need an evening appointment, like a 7 p.m. appointment, you can book one of those appointments on Monday, Wednesdays, or Thursdays. So this is information that you can look into about our tuition rates and our scholarships. There's lots of different scholarships on those 3 different links, so we suggest visiting those links and then looking through those to see which ones you qualify for. Also, once you become a University of Michigan student, we email out almost once a week at least different scholarship opportunities. So make sure to check your University of Michigan email regularly to see which scholarships you may qualify for. So these are some additional resources that are helpful for students. So you will see that you can see the MTA guide, which is Michigan Transfer Agreement. You will visit that website and pick your specific community college from the drop-down menu to see how the MTA stamp or Michigan Transfer Agreement stamped would come from your community college and transfer into the University of Michigan Flint. We also have the transfer equivalency website where you can go and pick your community college or university from the drop-down menu, type in the course, and see specifically what it transfers into the University of Michigan Flint. And then we also have our nursing website that has information about our program, scholarships, and also information on those certificates. So here is our contact information. Again, I'm Brooke Michael, and then you will see we have Tiffany, Stephanie, and Jennifer. Again, you can pick any of us from the drop-down menu to do a phone or a virtual appointment. If you don't see a time slot that you want, let's say you want 2, most of the time, one of us has every availability or every time slot available. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me or one of the other advisors. You saw our different email addresses on there. You can always call or, like I said, book an appointment. If you need anything else, please let us know. And thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day.